Hello, this is Tea Time with Dolly. Thank you for visiting with me today. It's a nice warm June day in the Midwest in Indiana. So I thought if you would like, I will take you for a walk through my garden. Are you ready? Okay. I was on my front porch. Now we're stepping off of the porch. I have an old grinding stone there and mountain bluet and a shrub. These have all been the lamb's ear, the whitish plant, and the ivy have just been transplanted recently. So hopefully they'll do well. Right now they're not looking quite so good, but just because it was recently transplanted. And here is my hostas along this old fence. And as you can see, I live very close to a woods. There's a deep ravine down here. There's some old steps going down, but so you can see my house, and there's the woods and hummingbird feeders. This is orange blossom vines, bushes, I guess. They're almost done. They were very pretty last week. And we have honeysuckle in bloom here. It smells real good. And so here's the hostas along here. And by this tree, I have some vinca vines. And then over here by the pole for our light of a night, we have daisies, but they're not in bloom. There's lots of buds on them. And here we have cucumbers. I planted them this year along with my flowers because I decided not to have a regular vegetable garden. So I just planted the cucumber vines, and on down the fence you'll see tomatoes. I love tomatoes, fresh garden tomatoes. So here's a little impatient. And this was some flower seeds I planted, seeds. I don't know how they're going to do. And a little rose that's got buds on it. And I have a clematis blooming. And I have some more over here that's not blooming yet. And now we'll go through the gate. And out here in front of the fence is snow in the mountain. And I have a climbing rose bush. It's only got one bloom on there and it's about dead, but we have lots of buds. So I think it's going to do well this year. Move over here, we have more clematis. Oh, that's the one that's not blooming yet. And it's a bellflower of some sort. I forget the exact name of it. And we have yarrow. Lots of yarrow. It's blooming out now. The white and the purplish pink. And these are cone flowers that's got lots of buds on them. They're not blooming yet, but they will be soon. And another one of the bellflowers. The irises are already done. They've bloomed and they're done. And I have some more, another kind of iris with some roses mixed in with there. I didn't even know these were blooming yet. If you can see that there. The pink ones, they smell real good when they're in bloom. And I have another bush. And here is a picture of my little cottage. I love thatch roof cottages in England. Well, since I live in the U.S. in Indiana, I probably won't have one of those thatch roof cottages. So this is my cottage. So we'll go back through the gate. And along here, all along this fence. I've planted sunflower seeds, also planted some zinnia seeds, but they didn't do well because I usually save my own seeds from the flowers, and they do really well, but I was not here last year, as a lot of you know if you've been watching my older videos. I was in Ohio, so they drew moisture and didn't do very well. So I do have a few, but I planted sunflowers. They are only supposed to get 3 or 4 feet tall, so we'll see, because I didn't want them way over the fence. And there's some poison ivy. When I was weeding, I didn't want to touch it, but I do need to come out with some gloves and the shovel and get it up. And this is a spot that's got straw on there because we had an old little barrel that was a little wooden half barrel with flowers in it that was getting old and rotten. And so we got rid of it, tore it up, and my son planted grass seed there. And this is a butterfly bush that's not blooming yet, but will be soon. And here's a few of the zinnias that came up. So I may transplant some of them and spread them out a little bit. And here's some more tomatoes and sunflower seeds. Or sunflowers. Yes, they're past the seed part, aren't they? And I have a little bit of parsley planted there. And here's a few more zinnias that came up. They should be doing a lot better by now, but we had such a chilly May that they didn't do quite so well. Here's more of the yard and a few more bellflowers. And here's ferns in front of the house and ivy. This was back behind the ferns. You couldn't see it, and it was growing up under the wood siding, so I moved them out and moved them. So hopefully they'll do well, but right now they don't look very good because I just transplanted them yesterday. And this is a bench that we had a pond here, a Goldfish Pond, and we took the pond up this year because we're downsizing as we're getting older. And we took it up, and the bench did sit facing it. So we filled the pond in with old grass clippings and weeds and flower cuttings and so forth. Then I'm going to put some dirt on top. I'm going to have to put some more on as it sinks down and decays. So my husband and my son moved the bench out here for me. I still want to put some stones that we took up from the pond in front of the bench. I just haven't got that done yet. So I just moved the bench yesterday, and it rained this morning, so couldn't really do that unless I want to get awful muddy. Here's some more yarrow. And this flower, I'm not sure what it is. My daughter gave it to me one year for Mother's Day or my birthday or something. It's very pretty when it's bloomed out. It's just starting to bloom. And there's the more yarrow peonies. As you can see, there's still one in bloom. Memorial Day, it was just covered with big blooms. They're so pretty, but they didn't last long. And this is Live Forevers. They're not in bloom yet, but they're doing well. And this is some more of that other plant that just blooming out. This one my daughter gave to me for Mother's Day this year. I think it's Lentanta or I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But it's very pretty. Interesting the way the different colors are. And I have several kinds of hostas here. And some brown-eyed Susans. And mountain Lewitt. And these flowers are not in bloom yet. Let's see. And here is our bird feeder. The birds just come and go all day, except for when I'm out here. Then I got them scared off, I guess. And we've got rocks around it. We put feed on the ground too for the little chipmunk that comes and goes, and some of the bigger birds. And this triangle here between the rock walks was total flowers. So we're, like I said, we're downsizing, and so I took all those flowers up, and a few of the transplants was from here. And so my son planted grass seed, and it's coming up well. So I think pretty soon we can rake up the straw and mow it. And I have a couple of red geraniums, the sundial, and some little shrubs here. And there's my stone walks. And this is what I call my secret garden. Not that it's really secret, but you can't see it from the road because of the hedge. But we can enjoy it from the porch. And so that's impatiens planted there. And that's the tour of my garden. Oh yes, and this over here is a stillable that's just almost ready to bloom out. So I hope you've enjoyed the walk with me through my garden. And may God bless you. Have a good week. Bye-bye.